Thank you, everyone, comrades present here, and everyone in the panel. I think so. It's a honor to share the panel with such eminent personalities who are actually leading the battle from the street at different arenas regarding the banking sector. And obviously, as told correctly, that this sector is something that generally we don't talk about much, and we are not having much discussions on all these things. Though we have seen that there are struggles happening, there are issues coming up. But what I would like to highlight today on behalf in this panel would be majorly highlighting the issues of the student community, how we look towards the banking sector, and how does the student community get affected by this, and especially the women in this community, because that is also an important part. Now, how as student community we see the banking sector is something that obviously these loans and everything is there, but what we are seeing with the growing neoliberal policies happening worldwide, we also see that it is having an equal and deepening impact and roots into our country. And obviously this is something not new that we are seeing in this country at this moment. The issues have been happening quite for a long time, and that is quite deep into the banking sector. But what we see in the past 6 years, the kind of privatization, the kind of neoliberal policies, right, it has been implemented in a way that it is just ruining the systems and structures even within the whole sector and system. And that has obviously directly and indirectly impacted the community, which is the citizens, and obviously the women, which is not looked upon much. Now, if we start on with the student community, what is the expectations that the student community would have from the banking sector, or how do we look at the banking sector? The bank is not only seen as a place where the students can get their fellowships through, or where they can keep their store their money, but then bank is also has become an integral part of many of the students to take loans to study at particular places, and especially the students coming from the most marginalized sections and particular communities. And marginalized section, I mean the Dalits, the OBCs, the tribals, the women, the minority communities. So what the students, when we had conversation back in campuses, we have realized that students, what do students expect is that they will get some amount of help or some amount of support, financial support, or strategies, or kind of policies which the banking system can give to the student community to pursue maybe their higher education, or if they want to start up many things. Now, the thing, if we see at this moment, if we hear the speeches of how our ministers or the government officials are saying that we are going to be self-reliant, Atmanirbhar, and everything, to hear it is very good. The kind of slogans that were given in the last few years, that entrepreneurship is something that we are going to is something that we are going to establish, help younger students to come into this sector system where students can start up their own things, do their own startups, have their own businesses. But how easy it looks while speaking, maybe it is not actually on the ground. So when students, I know from my personal experiences that my friends who have studied engineering and then they wanted to do some startup, the kind of loans they had to take from the bank was just impossible. The kind of guarantors and the policies, it's quite complex for student, young youth, and especially if you are a woman, the kind of dependency you have in the other people and the guarantors and the people who will have to be signatories to it is also a kind of hectic process in a way. Obviously, there are certain rules and regulations behind this. Obviously, I'm not a technical person from the banking sector. We do know that. I'm not going in details. The other panelists will speak about that. But what I want to say exactly is that especially many of the women, if we see also in our scenario, that many of the women who wanted to pursue higher education and they wanted particular loans from the banking sector, they have not been able to take it, or have not been encouraged to do so, because they didn't know that how would they repay this, seeing the kind of job sector and the crisis in the coming days, and the kind of interest, and especially the high interest happening. So the socio-economic surroundings of the communities, the socio-economic factors that are going along within the communities is something that is not looked on much, because in the recent times we have seen that a lot of women, not only from the youth, but if we see from the middle age section and all, had to take up loans because they had no other option but to support their families in a way, especially the women. Whether in the case as discussed that the migrant workers who came back, they had to take loans. Many of the families at this moment are having to take loan during this COVID situation in order to support their family, for in order to support their children for their higher education. We remember the last week saw uproar of Twitter trends, seeing that how students are unable to pay fee structures of IITs and IIMs and NIFT, and we saw that they were asked to pay 2-3 lakhs of rupees within a week or so, and which gets difficult during these times. And not only during these times, obviously COVID has brought a emergency situation for everyone to look onto these issues, but these are issues that were persisting. These were issues that were not looked generally during the normal times, and we've been and was think that these are very okay with to go with. We have seen how still now the administration or the government is trying to push a system where they are saying that even through the new education policy, somewhere the banking system is linked to it, how they are saying that within the new education policy, students can afford smartphones, the students can have gadgets. What they just only need is a loan from the banking sector, a credit balance and everything. So the kind of things, hopes that they are giving to students in the name of policies, which is actually not happening on the ground. So a student like me, like I'm doing my research, and the kind of support that we get at this moment is just from the United Grants Commission, that the kind of fellowship which is very nominal. Now what is happening is, if we want to do field study or any research students, this has continuously also been discussed in universities like JNU and all, that why doesn't research students get some kind of loan which is zero interest loan or something which encourages students to maybe also take up research projects or something, or when they are studying, they are pursuing something, they are encouraged. Because when the matter of interest comes and repaying in a huge amount of money, we have seen that not only students retracting from it, their parents not encouraging, and the kind of things we have already seen, that we have always been hearing that how farmers have been pushed towards taking their lives because of this system, the structural indifference is happening, and at the end of the day, they don't have anything with them to repay in crisis situations. They don't have any way out means to pay to the banks, rather than banks, which has been always portrayed. Like I remember from a very young age, we see banking sector as a very sector which is very helpful, which comes to the people's rescue, with the kind of friendly thing that has been portrayed according to textbook knowledge or everything. Sometimes it gets very contrary when we see the actual situations at the ground and the policy level. And this has a very impacting effect on the women, especially as we see the gender imperative, which is been reflected, if we see that the kind of families where they are having to take up loans, like if there is a one earning member. So, and that like it happens with many of the families in like in our universities, we have seen that the father has taken the loan, and somehow the father had an issue with his business or something, and they couldn't repay, and that somehow felt on the women of the family who was not an earning member. And then they had to give away all their whatever ways they had, and they had no other ways of living. So this obviously impacted equally on the wards, which is the children of those families, putting a huge pressure on particular families. So majorly the issue that is happening, what the expectations of the student community, as we see from the banking sector, is that there will be zero interest loans, or the kind of structure that will be there, which is very complex within the system, those will be kind of waived off. And it will be more a system which is made in the coming days, which is more nationalized. Along with nationalized, I would majorly use the term which is more like customer friendly, people friendly system, which tries to understand the issues that why do student community or as youth we would want to come to the bank, or what are the perspectives that we look towards coming to the bank system, and not seen as a more exploitative sector, because this has become ongoing word among the youth these days, that bank mein jana loan lena, like as we have seen continuously, that if we go to the bank loan, and these systems are very problematic, it's better that we just not have an option like that. Or if we are going, we have seen that what the kind of pressure that the youth community has faced. Obviously then this pressure obviously comes on many students to give away what they think of doing in their life, or what the kind of opportunities that they want to choose sometimes. So as a whole, like I and all these things, what I would like to say is obviously connected to the larger context of the society. The questions of the youth are something not away from what is happening all over totally on the banking sector, as we see, because the farmer suicides happening. We every day, I think so, every day we get a news saying that how the farmers are not able to repay loans, how we have seen the debt things happening. Obviously during these times of COVID and the other times, we have seen that continuously people have been seeing such news. We have seen how the different communities who are trying to set up small sector businesses and everything are having severe issues in grappling with the complex performers, and how to pay off these loans, how to fix these complex things if they don't have a sufficient sum of money. How do they actually do get into the sector of business, or doing small type sectors. And especially for women, many of the women who want to enter into the working sector, they have always been dependent on the banking to get some kind of small amount of loan to encourage the kind of businesses or the work they are trying to do. And if such kind of encouragement are not given, or is not like women are not receiving benefit from that thing, it will eventually lead to a lot of pressure obviously in the family, along with the women also, including getting involved in the debt trap that is coming day by day. So rather than a policy, rather than facilitating the community, rather than facilitating this citizens, the banking system and every other system in this country at this moment is shifting toward more of a profit making institute, where it's not about the consumer that you think, it's not about the customer that you think, it's all about the profit margins that are being think about. Like recently, like last 1 year, we know how much complaint there has been, like even in JNU and some of the central universities, we had written to the banking sector saying that the kind of amount is being deducted from the minimal money that we get from scholarships, and out of that we get a lot of things being debited from our accounts, charges, this, that, and students are already losing out a lot of money. On that also we had written that why is certain things happening, knowing that these are scholarship accounts of students, why is such an certain money is being taken away, and like there is no return, and several other issues. These are like small issues, but this adds up to the larger issues in a whole time. So in the coming days, I think so we should also we should unitedly work upon that. How do we make this sector more inclusive in a way where the youth, especially the women, can benefit from this. Along with the banking policies, we can make it more inclusive and beneficial for the especially the marginalized community, the women especially, who want to come into the working sector, who want to come into the business sector or any of these sectors, and they want a helping hand from the banking system, so that they can just be a protective shield and support for this community. I think so that's it, what I would like to put my views about the student community and the youth and the women.